What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and in this video I'm wrapping up the pre-judging from the 2020 New York Pro. Hope you guys enjoy this video. What's up, desktopers? Now, before we get into this video, I want to encourage you guys, if you like and appreciate this content coming at you thick and fast, make sure you give me a thumbs up and smash that like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of all the videos coming from myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding. We've got bodybuilding news, bodybuilding interviews, contest coverage just like this, and including a wrap up that I'm going to do of the 2020 New York Pro once the contest is all over, with results, contest photos, videos, all that good stuff. So make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. But let's get into this one. Prejudging is just wrapped up of the men's open bodybuilding. We had the 212s as well, and we had all the classes. It was absolutely stacked. But I'm going to focus on the open bodybuilding and quickly mention the 212s as well, and I'll wrap up more of the classes when we go and do the full wrap up later on tonight. So let's get into this one. I'm going to break down some of these competitors one by one, and then I'm going to quickly mention the call outs to figure out who's going to place where in this show. So we're going to start with John De La Rosa. Now, John De La Rosa came out and he looked really, really good. I was very impressed. I know he had sort of a shorter run into this show, because he found out that, Tampa's on and New York's on, but it's in Tampa where he's actually currently located, or he's located in Florida at least anyway. So it's a lot easier for John to do this show, and I thought he looked really good. Really brought, I suppose, what he sort of brought last year, but maybe just slightly off with that in conditioning. But I've got to say the lighting was really harsh here. So overall, very, very good package from John. Ian Valliere, much improved on his package from Tampa just 4 weeks ago, where he placed second. But you got to say it's almost a disappointing second base, but his tan wasn't very good. He's very flat, much fuller here, looked much better. Is this his all-time best? I'm not sure. And he does need a smile on stage, because he looks like he doesn't want to be there when you're actually watching the video as well, because there is a live stream of this show. I didn't mention that at the start. I'll put the link in the description as well. It's on the Bev's Gym website, and it's pretty good overall. The only thing is it dropped out a few times, and the quality isn't pristine perfect. I know when I first started it was 360p, but then you can adjust the settings, the quality settings, so make sure you do that. If you do purchase the live stream, I think it's $20 I paid US dollars. Justin Rodriguez, this dude came in and he really surprised a lot of people, and including myself, because I predicted this show and I think I predicted him around 10th, which is harsh, but there's so many good guys in this lineup that I had to put someone down in 10th. And really blew me away. Conditioning was really good. The only knock I'd maybe say is his quads from the front weren't huge. But overall, his legs from the side are crazy. His front double bicep, he's got huge arms. Back double bicep, really good. His back's improved crazy amounts. He just looks overall very, very impressed. So Justin Rodriguez, credit to him. Patrick Moore, now, he wanted to come in really conditioned at this show, because he did, quote unquote, disappoint at the Arnold Classic. But in reality, he still placed, I think, 10th in a very, very competitive Arnold Classic. But I suppose the expectation was very high, and it was still reasonably high coming into this show. Now, his conditioning was great. Size-wise, he needs more. It's just what he needs to be really competitive in big shows, and to, I suppose, improve on his Olympia showing. And I suppose that's just a time thing for Patrick, and really trying to pack on as much muscle as possible over the next couple of years, because he did start later. He is a little bit older, but regardless, his conditioning was outstanding, and he achieved that coming into this show. Hassan Mustafa, what do you say about this dude? He is packed with oodles of muscle, like crazy, crazy amounts. I just don't know what, I suppose, Hassan needs to do to place higher, because he just has crazy amounts of muscle. His conditioning here, while it wasn't the best in the lineup, it was still pretty damn good. And with his quads, it's just, his legs are mind-blowing, especially those quads. They just hang, and they almost look sore from how that muscle hangs off the actual bones. So Hassan Mustafa, I would have him contending for the win in this show if I was judging it. Also, Max Charles, conditioning was outstanding. Backed up what he brought to the Arnolds, where people actually thought he should have placed higher. I think he should be placing high here. I'd have him right up there. The knock on him is his quads, especially from the front. His legs from the side are a little better, but still a little bit undersized. But his upper body, man, he's absolutely peeled to the bone. Antoine Vaillant, coming from Canada, looked really, really good. I thought his legs are crazy. From the waist down, he is obviously, probably top 2 in this show. Where he falls down is the back, most noticeably, but overall the upper body just needs a little bit more size. But overall, I thought he brought a really, really good package here. Dwayne Walker, now he placed 3rd at the Tampa Pro just 4 weeks ago. People said he could have beaten Ian Valliere. Not going to happen today. By the look of the call-outs and all that sort of stuff, but brought another really good package as well, and maybe not as good as Tampa. I'm not too sure. It's hard to judge. Maybe looked a little bit flatter. It's hard to sort of say because the lighting's different and whatnot. But overall, a very good package from Dwayne Walker. And Quinton Araya looks sensational. This dude's 25. Now, I predicted him mate as high as 4th, but he won't get that today, unfortunately. It looks like he just needs to be a little bit more crisper, whether that's more time in the gym where he gets that really gnarly hardness. But looking at the actual photos compared to the videos, he actually did look a lot harder. So I think the conditioning, from this lineup, I'm actually really impressed with, whether that's to do with the fact that these guys have probably dieted way longer, because they're probably prepping for shows that were, actually the New York Pro when it was meant to be on, whenever it was, May or whatnot. But yeah, Quinton Araya looked really good. His quads are crazy. His shape is crazy. He just needs a little bit more muscle overall in that upper body. But his stature is just nuts. So he's got a huge future. But let's break down some of these call-outs. So first call-out, I'll just quickly mention it. It's got Antoine Vaillant. You've got Max Charles, who's from left to right. John De La Rosa, Justin Rodriguez, Patrick Moore, Hassan Mustafa, and Ian Valliere. They worked them for a little bit, but then I'll jump straight to the 4th call-out where we had from left to right, Patrick Moore, Hassan Mustafa, Max Charles, and Justin Rodriguez. And I was wondering to myself, is this a top 4? Is this the last call-out? And I thought, it's weird we haven't seen John De La Rosa, we haven't seen Ian Valliere, because those guys were sort of kept around the middle with Hassan Mustafa. But I thought Hassan Mustafa and Max Charles, honestly, could have potentially been the top 2 of this show based on, conditioning and based on what you like as well. And even Justin Rodriguez, so you got a lot of really good guys here. Here in this lineup, I would have, probably Hassan winning this one, to be honest with you guys, although it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Then you've got, I'd probably put Max Charles or Justin Rodriguez. Then I'd put Patrick Moore, just based on size, because Justin, from the back is looking crazy. In the 5th call-out, which is one after this, I thought was a funny call-out as well. So you had Quinton Araya from left to right, Antoine Vaillant, and then you had Dwayne Walker. And out of this one, it was really tough to judge because there's so many different strengths and weaknesses to all these guys. And I think it's one of those ones where you really have to be there because all of them had different strengths and weaknesses. So that was a tough call out. And then the last call out, which I assume is going to be the top 4, from left to right, you had Justin Rodriguez, John De La Rosa, Ian Valliere, and Patrick Moore on the right. And I was a little bit surprised. Not because these guys aren't phenomenal, because the lineup was phenomenal, but I would have liked to have seen a Hassan Mustafa and maybe even a Max Charles in there as well, just added to this, or if potentially you could even take out other guys as well. But the way it looks and the way I would judge it in this top 4, I would probably have Justin Rodriguez winning this, but I don't think that's going to happen based on the call-outs. So I'd say probably John De La Rosa is going to win it. I'd probably have John De La Rosa out of these 4 in second, but you can't take too much away from John because he looks sensational. And I think if he was there in person, you'd be more blown away by John's shape as well, because when he opens up on that front double bicep, he just looks insane. Ian Valliere, I'd probably place him 3rd here maybe. Between him and probably Patrick Moore for that 3rd spot in this call-out, but it's looking like he could potentially place 2nd here as well. I just think from the back that he's not developed as much as Justin Rodriguez especially, or a John De La Rosa. Even Patrick Moore has a pretty decent shredded back as well. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to just give you guys a sort of rundown of how I think this might play out in terms of placing. So I'd probably say John De La Rosa in 1st, maybe 2nd, maybe 3rd. Ian Valliere, I'd say in 2nd. Justin Rodriguez in 3rd. Patrick Moore in 4th. Hassan Mustafa in 5th. Max Charles in 6th. And then you can pretty much put your 3 guys in a hat. Antoine Vaillant, Dwayne Walker, Quinton Araya for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Now, that's not my opinion on how it should place. If I was doing it how it should place, just based off the video and the photos that I've seen, I'd probably have Hassan in 1st, maybe a Max Charles in 2nd, then perhaps like a Justin Rodriguez, John De La Rosa, something like that. It is a really tough lineup. So many apples and oranges, as the famous quote, when comparing all these guys. So it's going to be very, very tough. Now, in the 212s, I'll quickly mention Bo Lewis versus Jason Lowe. Now, I predicted Jason Lowe in 5th this show because he placed 11th at Tampa 4 weeks ago. He's improved a crazy amount. All the judges have just recognized. I'm not too sure which one it is. But it's Jason Lowe versus Bo Lewis, and it looks like Detrick Bo Lewis is going to win this one. In my opinion, Derek Osland looked very good. Maybe not quite as good as Tampa, but he looks like he's probably going to be in 3rd at this show. So guys, let me know what you think of the 212s in the open bodybuilding class. Who would you have winning? Do you think Hassan Mustafa is getting a raw deal? Do you think Max Charles is getting a raw deal? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and who would you have winning this show, and what's your top 5? Let me know what you think below. If you guys want to support this channel, if you like what I'm doing, head to hostile.com. It's HOSSTILE.com. Enter ZAVE10, XAV10, and you save yourself 10% off what, in my opinion, is the best supplements in the industry today. Just look at the ingredients list. Don't take my word for it. We've got awesome apparel and all that sort of stuff as well. I'm wearing the blacked out Hostile cap. Don't know if you guys can see it real well. But yeah, this stuff is awesome. So make sure you check it out. And it really does help me as well. So that's it for another video. If you guys want to see the actual full review and wrap up of the 2020 New York Pro, make sure you do subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills, at Desktop Bodybuilding, which will include this wrap up of the full show. So that's it for another video. For Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out.